College Success Arizona presents My Story, featuring Jesus Valenzuela, one of the many high-potential students from low-income circumstances who have earned a scholarship from College Success Arizona. This is part 2 of Jesus' story, centered on his experiences during the second semester of his freshman year at the University of Arizona. Jesus is 19 years old and a graduate of Desert View High School in Tucson, where he was born and raised. Jesus is currently pursuing a bachelor's degree in business. We focused in your first semester on the fact that you were considering a possible career in law and or business, and you completed your second semester. Were there any big changes in you academically or personally from the first semester to the second semester at the U of A?
One of the things that I kind of struggled with the first semester, that I don't know if I got to mention to you back in my first interview, was my increased weight gain. I actually gained the freshman 15. That's an actual real myth, and it kind of brought me down just because I didn't feel as comfortable with myself as I normally was. But I had those really good friends that kind of kept me accountable with my actions, and my eating habits and everything like that. So I actually ended up losing those 15 pounds. And losing an additional 6 pounds while I was at it. And up to this point, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable with where I'm at. And that itself, weight loss has just helped me academically, kind of just have a better state of mind, as well as just musically, I'd say. I feel more comfortable with myself, especially after a good basketball game, some cardio. My vocals are nice and warmed up, so I have this inspiration to sing. But yeah, it's for sure. That's definitely been a big change, and it's going to continue to change, right? Because I still have goals that I still haven't reached yet, and they take time, but I'll get there eventually. But also something that kind of changed academically, or it's going to change. It's still in the process. I found myself kind of getting to this really plateau state where I was doing good, but I felt like I could do better. And I don't know if it was just getting kind of complacent, kind of comfortable with where I was, but I noticed that, right? And nonetheless, I was able to kind of just, like I said, hold myself accountable. I knew this wasn't me. I'm usually a go-getter, so that's exactly what I did. And I was also able to get a lot of my friends to kind of keep me accountable as well, kind of keep me on check, and I would do the same for them. And that's why I really value some of the friendships that I've gained here, and also some of the ones that I've carried over from high school. And nonetheless, that ended up to a great second semester. I only got 1B, if I can remember correctly. It was 1B, and it was actually an 87. So it was a really close A. But I was able to obtain a lot of great summer opportunities this summer because of that. So yeah.
Tell us about the summer opportunities.
So this summer I had the opportunity to work for an organization called New Start, which is a summer transitioning program for incoming freshmen, right? Either from Tucson or from anywhere around the state. And the purpose of this program is to allow incoming freshmen to take 2 courses in the span of 6 weeks to help them get acclimated with the whole college lifestyle and the university itself. So they actually had the opportunity to stay here in the dorms in 2 buildings. One of them was called Posada San Pedro, and the other one was called Pueblo de la Ciénaga. And my role was a resident assistant. And last year I did this program coming into the U of A, and I absolutely loved it. It just really helped me kind of just get a feel for what the university was like, and I felt a little bit ahead of the game as a freshman. So I had the opportunity, I did an application and everything, and I had my interview, and it went great. Thankfully, and I got the opportunity to just kind of, I was kind of like a mentor for 30 residents, right? These are my students, kind of in a sense. I was their role model in a sense, and the way that I saw it was if I had the opportunity to impact one person, one student, one resident, that could ultimately be a catalyst effect, right? Because if I could do that to them and inspire them, they would have the opportunity to do that to somebody else, and that really kind of kept me accountable and made sure I was also in my A game with everything regarding being a resident assistant, right? Making sure they were safe and kind of just giving them, my recommendations and advice for their first year. So,
and what did you call that program? Me Start or We Start or something?
It It was called the New Start Summer Program.
Oh, New Start. Thank you very much. It was just my hearing here. When we spoke after your first semester, you were on track as a pre-business major, and we talked, and you said you were still thinking about maybe a career in business or law, but really you saw yourself in an occupation that was centered on helping other people. Has there been any change to that?
For the most part, I still think that that's my motive. I've just been encountering different experiences with different organizations and clubs. Like, I just recently got this opportunity to be a coordinator for this program called LEAD, which is helping incoming freshmen, declared business students to kind of just get a feel for what they might expect for the first year as well. It's kind of similar to New Start, but this kind of gives me another opportunity to be able to help these incoming freshmen and kind of learn how to facilitate myself, right? So kind of dabbing into a little bit of facilitation, a little bit of education. But this New Start Summer Program really allowed me to like visually see these tangible impacts that we have on these students. And that kind of made me a little weary about maybe doing something within education, right? Just because I really enjoyed the facilitation part of it, and it really helped me grow as a leader. For the most part, I feel like I'm still in this business track. I was recently inducted into this e-board for the Aller Hispanic Honorary, so kind of just get a feel for more of what Aller is going to be like, and just kind of get a little closer with my Hispanic community there at Aller. So yeah.
So you might end up with a business degree, but also working maybe in education. Is that sort of where you're headed, possibly?
Yeah, that's definitely, like I was saying, this New Start Summer Program really kind of gave me just like an enjoyment. Like I loved it, you know. It's interesting. We had a keynote speaker, and I believe her name was Zaskia. She was one of the RAs, one of the resident assistants a few years back for the summer program, the New Start Summer Program. And she said, she gave us a quick little quote. I believe it was, "Once you find your passion, let it kill you." And as interesting as that sounds, I let it sink in for a bit, and I kind of related it back to music. I related it back to helping people and kind of how you could thrive off of it. And I feel like if I were to do something with education or like the business side of that, I would, be able to have that type of impact and ultimately enjoy it as well.
When you look at yourself now versus a year ago when you were coming out of high school, going into your first year of college, talk about how you're feeling in terms of being ready for the second year, and now you're acclimated, I guess, to the college life.
I've just become a lot more mature and independent, but also also wiser, right? Because we have those instances where, as a student, you might not be doing your best, right? And you kind of learn through your failures. You learn through your faults. And I noticed that, in high school, I was a great student, right? I did really well. And I came here, and it wasn't a shell shock. It wasn't a shock because I knew college was going to be difficult, but it was definitely an eye opener, So just to see how much I've developed academically, and also just to see how much support I have is also really amazing, because whether that's through College Success Arizona and Barbara checking up on me, that feels great. As much as I want to say that I want to become more independent, I'm never going to unappreciate the fact that I have such a great support system through College Success Arizona, through my family, whether that's a phone call away or, my peers and my friends around me. So I'd say that, and I think I've just gained a really big passion for music in itself and singing, because that is my safe haven. Yeah, that's what I enjoy doing at times. I take a little study break, and then I start drumming out, or, just when I'm feeling down, I can pull out my guitar and, just play a few tunes, and that ultimately just makes me feel better.
So you play guitar and you sing. Do you write your own songs?
That is currently in the progress, and I have a few little surprises coming out this summer and throughout the academic year as well. I've taken the time to with the money that I've saved up from work and this summer program, I've been able to save up for a little microphone and some recording equipment to be able to come out with some content. A lot of my supporters really do seem to enjoy it, so it's just something that I really like to do for myself. But if I can make others happy with my singing and playing, then why not, you know?
And what kind of music do you play?
So my biggest inspiration right now is a little bit of Ed Sheeran and a little mixture of James Arthur.
And you mentioned Barbara Scrivener earlier, your success advisor from College Success Arizona. Is she providing some good guidance and support as you go through, have now completed your first year of college and entering your second?
Yeah, Barbara, she was really honest with me with her one-on-ones, and, you know, she gave me some tips regarding how to stay a little bit more organized, you know, whether that's using Excel or, you know, Google Drive, Google Documents. But then, like, every once in a while, she'd send me these emails with scholarship opportunities, whether that's some really simple ones or some that take more time, and she lets it be known, as well as I believe it's called the Gilman Scholarship, which she really wants me to apply to, and I believe that's a study abroad scholarship that I want to take advantage of and try to take up that opportunity.
Thank you, Jesus, for sharing your story with us, and we wish you the very best in your sophomore year at the U of A. College Success Arizona will continue to report on Jesus's college journey. Since 2005, College Success Arizona has worked with nearly 1,300 students just like Jesus and provided more than $16 million in scholarships and success services to help increase the college attainment rate in Arizona. If you would like to be part of the mission of providing educational opportunity to high-potential students from low-income circumstances, your tax-deductible contribution can be made through the Donate button located on the College Success Arizona homepage, and that's online at collegesuccessarizona.org.